Thank you all for joining us. Hi, my name is Jill Monroe. I'm a member of the African American Film Critics Association. Today, we are so excited to be talking with the cast and creative and the Apple TV Plus comedy series Loot.
We, ridiculously wealthy people, are the problem. Starting today, I'm going to give away all my money, all 120 billion.
Molly Wells is here to talk about her new housing initiative, Space for Everyone.
We are on a real mission that is going to help a lot of people.
I want you to get everyone into the conference room for a, like a group talk session, like...
Are you trying to say the word meeting?
Yes, that's it. That's the word. I'm just afraid that all I'm ever going to be is some rich guy's ex-wife.
You've got a better head on your shoulders than people give you credit for.
Cheers.
Everybody that works here knows that.
Put your hands in the air, now!
I took a CBD gummy last night. I'm trying to be more interesting.
Helping the masses, helping your friends.
Step on it!
I'm trying!
You're on this beautiful, selfless journey.
I don't have a partner.
Oh God, my nipples are melting.
Oh, hey, Molly, did you have any thoughts on the PDF I sent you?
I refuse to learn what that is.
Hi, my name is Ruben Peralta from Cocalecas.net. My question is for all of you. As a creators, do you feel that now streaming is like a new home to tell new stories or to tell like longer stories with the developing of characters and developing different skills for writers?
Alan?
I'll start. It's really funny because I feel like we've gone through a few stages of streaming, and there was kind of that era where people were doing really weird stuff. Me and Maya included, we did a really weird show that was really fun to do and taking big swings. And I actually feel like this show is a little bit hearkening to the era of television where you just fall in love with the characters. And I think that's an era of television that a lot of people kind of miss. And I'm not saying it's a retrograde show because I think it's very progressive, as you guys have mentioned, and people have talked about why it is progressive. But I will say there's something about sitting down to watch a TV show and just loving the world, loving the characters, and loving the venues in which the stories are being told. And I think every week with our show, we strive to build and deepen our characters' relationships and who they are. And I think that's a television fundamental that has lasted through network, through cable, through streaming. I don't care what the platform is. You got to build these characters, build your world, and build their relationships. And I think in our show, hopefully they're going to make you laugh. We'll have a little bit of a message at times, but really, it's really falling in love with these characters and these actors and these performers and the writing and directing. And that's really the fundamentals that have shaped this show, I think. So we're really happy to be on Apple, and Apple's been incredible partners for us. But I think at the core of it, it's these kind of fundamentals that we've relied upon.
I mean, streaming is, it's overwhelming, how much content there is. I think Alan is right that I like that there is, it's kind of back to what Ron was talking about, that there's this core sort of feeling to these shows that we all grew up on or that we feel good about, relate to. And I know growing up watching shows, I would wish that I could be on them. I wanted to be the Fonz's girlfriend in every episode of Happy Days. I just wanted to be part of the ensemble, what seemed like a great friendship, a great family. And I think it's very exciting to be a part of something that you really truly admire or value. And so thinking about the show in that way, it's very cool. But in terms of streaming, like, it could be, it's overwhelming. It could be anything. I don't know. I think we're living in a time where there's just so much content, and I'm grateful that people can find us. And it's wild, right? I keep saying it's like the wild, wild west, but there's just so many ways to watch things. But this does feel very straightforward in that we can tell a very, there's something familiar about this format. And yet what's so beautiful is that we can be progressive and we can be something in a brand new way. And I feel like the power of being able to be on a streaming service and be able to tell the stories that we want to tell is of incredible value. Something that I don't know I would have necessarily been able to do 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I don't know.
The only thing about being on streaming that I think is like, sometimes I wish our show was on a broadcast network is the length of the seasons. Like, I think our show could handle being like old school 22 episode season, and we'd get to do even goofier one-off stories, you know, because there's not always the real estate. I think when you have 10 episodes, like every episode has to matter in a real significant way to the characters and stuff like that. And it would be so fun sometimes to just like, I don't know, get to do like stupid, like more storylines, like the Taylor Swift storyline that Howard and Sofia got to have this season. I mean, there's still so much, they still find space for it, but write to Apple and ask for, you know, a few more episodes every season.
Well, like, you're right, because the truth is like that could also happen. We could also, you could be on a show that has 22 episodes on streaming. Like, the sky's the limit at this point. I mean, they obviously don't want to pay us for all those episodes, let's be clear, but you know, that is kind of what we're dealing with, is like content can sort of look like anything more and more, it feels like, which you know, has its highs and lows, but I like, but you're right.
I like that it can be custom fitted, that the runtime can fit the story, and that we can, I think what I like about the show, that it feels like such a classic show that I would have seen on any time and on any network. And then I hear Maya say fuck, and I'm like, oh wow, this is, oh yeah, well, this is a streaming show. And then we get great music, which I think is a big bonus of being on Apple, that the show is so beautiful and so has such a great soundtrack. And just to echo what that would be the only thing I say was what Joel said, is that I feel that this show certainly feels like it should be a couple episodes longer each season, so that we can have, because your life doesn't always have big moments and big changes every week.